Alright, Taco SS here again. Today we're going to look at the 190 FW. We're going to look at the A1. I have some of the other ones, but I'm not going to go into them now. This is a premier German fighter. You had multiple aces in World War II that flew this plane. Goff flew it and had over 100 kills in this aircraft. This is a premier German fighter. However, in this game, it is just, I don't know how to say it. It doesn't lend itself to this game very well, and there's a couple of reasons for that. One, the maps are too damn small. Okay, this is a fighter that was designed to go up high. It was really designed to counter the Spitfire Mark V, but it was designed to go up high. You're defending Germany. The bombers are coming in. You're 10,000 feet above them. You're diving into them. Okay, it's very hard to get into that position in this game. Reason being, the maps are too small. Here we've got a decent sized map, but even on this one, for me to get at the altitude, airspeed, basically the position I want to be in, takes too long. First of all, this aircraft starts at like 380. Its operational speed is 470 minimum. You need to have this aircraft at 470 at all times. That's its airspeed. That's its combat operational airspeed. This aircraft is powerful enough. It will gain speed and it will climb if you have it at its operational speed. The other thing you can do in this plane is make an Engelmann turn. If I flip up right now using the keyboard, I will lose my airspeed when I get to the top of that loop. Half loop will be about 315. Let's just go ahead. I'm not going to do it right this second to illustrate it because I'm going to go after this P40 because he's below me. But this takes me completely out of position. No, fuck this. I'm not doing it. The Hurricane is the problem. Okay, even though he's a long way away, he has the altitude, which means he has the E advantage. I think here he comes. Okay, everybody else has gone down to the deck to fight. Whatever, that is not my role here. I should be maybe going after that B-25. This guy looks like he's moving really slow trying to gain altitude. He's trying to pick off my bombers. He's probably not paying attention to me. You're going to pay attention now, son, when the cannons start hitting you. Okay, now he's gone. Now, that's a victory. You have to understand that sometimes that's a victory. Okay? Why is it a victory? Because I'm daddy now. Okay? You are underneath me. I'm daddy. But look at my airspeed. What happened? With a couple of small maneuvers, suddenly I am 100 kilometers slower. What happened to the premier German aircraft? Really, its role in this game seems to be getting up here and taking these bombers on. Because, you want to go down and play with the Air Cobras? See how that works out for you. They're going to outturn you. And you're supposed to be, the great thing about this fighter is it's supposed to be fast and agile. And apparently, in this game, the Russian version of this, this thing is just a piece of shit. Look at that. It's under 470, so that turn wasn't stable at all. And I understand that the best fighter aircraft are not stable. Okay, that's a given. I know that. But this is a bit ridiculous. When I do an Engelmann turn and I drop my speed by 200 kilometers an hour, really? This plane is unstable under 470, and this is just a fucking pain in the ass to deal with. I should do nothing but go after these bombers. Well, what fun is that? So, let's take a look at what this plane actually does very well and what its real advantage is, and how you see the really good pilots flying this thing. And this is doing exactly what I'm doing now, because this puppy will go 600-700 miles an hour. No problem. Here's my high yo-yo. Killed off a lot of my speed. Where's my target? I've completely overshot him, or he's turned. There he is. Where were those tracers coming from? You know, so these are good for going after the Mitchells. My buddies killed him. But, you know, you're in an air superiority fighter here. You'd think, I just would think that this would be more of an aircraft. And it just doesn't seem to be it, you know. I do much better in the 109s. You know, I'm not going to try to stay with that turn. You ain't fucking mind. So now, I mean, really, that's... you can't even turn with a fucking hurricane. Oh, what's... So here's some jackass behind me. So basically, here's the only move I've got in this plane, and that's, you kiss my ass. Oh, that's a 400. Now look, this is a wimpy ass Air Cobra. Okay, he's dead. That was like the worst Air Cobra there is. He shouldn't even be challenging me. So you really have to work with this plane. You have to pay attention to it. I don't think so. Never let up. You don't go head on with a Havoc with all that meat guns up on the front of that thing. And that's part of understanding the planes in this game. It's knowing who you don't go head to head with. You know, tier 1, you don't want to go head to head with a 110, a German 11 BF, you know, 110. You don't go head on with him. You don't go head on with a Yak 9. You shouldn't go head on with that FW190 in this thing. I mean, it doesn't really follow historical sense in this game, at least on the arcade level. That really may be the thing about this 190, and that's simply that this plane is programmed for someone to fly it with a joystick, and it simply may perform better at that time. Who's coming to me? What's going on here? Well, this guy's shooting my teammate, but he can't turn. But see, I've completely missed the turn, and you know, for me to get back into it, and here's Jackass shooting me. I'm blowing him away though. I can see my speed increasing, my distance from him increasing. So this is really what you've got to do with this plane. Zoom and boom, that's it. Because if you give up and get down on the deck with people, see, look at this. Premier German fighter, I can't even turn and get on this guy. It's ridiculous. You know. And granted, that was just a absolutely wretched turn on my part. Late, stayed inside of him so he didn't fucking kill me there. You know, here I am again. A G model. Okay, that I call total fucking bullshit on this game. The P-38G in World War II was a fucking piece of shit. Okay? It killed more of its pilots than the Germans did, probably. Why? Because the P-38G had this one little flaw, and it was that if you put the fucking nose down, which is exactly, okay, you're coming up against a 109, what's he gonna do? You get behind him, he's gonna roll over and go for the deck, okay? If you tried to follow him in your P-38G, you push the nose straight down on that aircraft, you know what it'll do? It actually wants to go underneath. It suffers from compressibility issues where you can't pull out of the dive. You simply cannot pull out of the dive. And so the thing was a piece of shit. I mean, it was a piece of shit. Anytime I wanted to get away, you know, in World War II, somebody wanted to get away from you, and you were flying the G, they just stuck their nose to the ground. And that's the case with a lot of planes against the German 109s. You get behind a 109, and he's simply going to go for the deck because you can't handle him. If you're British, you're flying a Spitfire or Hurricane, you've got a carbureted engine. Yeah, push your nose down and see what happens to the gas in that carburetor. It's all going to the top. And you know where you're going? Your engine's going to stall. Why is that guy turning away from me? What a piece of shit. So, you know, teammates, gotta love them. Guy probably, you know, had his head so far up his ass. Ugh. Anyway, the G is a piece of junk. So it's not modeled correctly in this game at all. It's ridiculous. The L model of the P-38G actually was very good because it had die brakes, or die flaps is what they really were. And it also had a power plant conversion thing. Basically the L could outfly, outgun, out everything of a 109. I'm glad that guy just didn't notice me at all, or who the fuck knows what he's doing. So again, I'm not, you know, here I am behind, way behind him. More likely to shoot one of my teammates, you know. This is not the position I want to be in. I really think that just maybe this plane is made for the joystick and not for the mouse and the keyboard, because it is incredibly hard to control and to keep your airspeed up. You know, it really is. Did I just get raped by friendly fire? I guess that was the tail gunner. Now here's a nice vertical climb. I kind of like that, but you notice my throttle's gone gray. Who the fuck is she? Is that still that tail gunner? He's awesome. And did I just... yeah. Okay, so I just burned my engine to bits. Great. By doing what this plane... I mean, what is this? Sabotage? Is this Romanian built? Really? This premier aircraft is just this piece of fucking crap, basically, in this game? And it's not that it's really a piece of crap. It's that you can't get it to the operational speed it needs to be at because the map's too small. You don't have the room to move around. You know, you should, the first thing you should do in this plane is take it up to like $5,000 and start booming and zooming people. So go ahead and do that, and in about 75% of the missions, you'll get up to $5,000 and the mission will be over, and you'll have done nothing to help your team whatsoever. So, you know, it's just really, it's porky. So you really just have to try to land. Oh God. Great landing there. Happened when I pressed the S button trying to get my tail down the ground. No, you repair it out in a minute and a half. Anyway. So that's the failure of the 190 here. The maps are too small. You just never get where you need to be, really. You know, I'd love to be up at 5,000 zooming and booming people, and I guess there's maps that you can do that on in here, but it sure does take up a lot of your playtime. And you know, again, how much fun is it climbing your aircraft for 6 minutes before you get into the battle? While, you know, your other options at tier 2, you can have I think you can have 4 109s, which perform much better. You know, they just perform. They can turn. The airspeed stays up. The keyboard works well with them. And really, you know, this may be a complete keyboard issue. I'm not positive. All right, we're looking around, processing some information. We got 3 fighters. One of them just blew past me, like I don't even fucking exist. So here, the game's over. Did I get to fucking play at all in the 190? Barely. Well, let's see how long that was. I mean, I never even got into position. And if you're telling me I should go for the deck right off in this plane, you're out of your fucking mind. 10th. I'm 10th. 8 minutes, 8 minutes, 8.5 minutes. Okay? That's not enough time. It's a beautiful aircraft. It's a fucking engineering work of art. And in this game, you might as well be flying around in a trash can. I mean, it's not it doesn't lend itself very well to the setup for this game. Not anywhere near as well as the 109s, especially when you get this 109. This 109, the G2 Trot, is just wonderful. It's a wonderful aircraft to fly. It doesn't lose its airspeed. It has beautiful turns with the keyboard. You can keep it, you know, if you zoom and boom with it, it stays hot, it performs well. It's such a pleasure to fly. And then you get in this 190 and you've gotten so excited because the 190 is better than the 109. It has a higher top speed, immensely higher. 676 with an F2109 636. Well, I don't know how accurate that is. This has a higher operational speed. You're not flying around your 109 going 470 all the time. You're going 420. This is more reasonable. So the 190 is very fickle in this game, and it's incredibly hard to fly, and I suggest the 109 instead.